Congressman Khanna joins us now. He serves on both the House Armed Services and Oversight Committees. Congressman, thank you for joining us early this Sunday morning. I guess it's mid-morning for us. But I
California, good morning.
Okay, you're up early. I want to ask you quickly about some breaking news that we've just seen from the president's Truth Social account. He is apparently upset with Congressman Henry Cuellar's decision to run for re-election in Texas as a Democrat after he issued him and his wife a pardon. I am reading from our screen here, but it says, only a short time after signing the pardon, Congressman Henry Cuellar announced that he will be running for Congress again. The president posted, in the great state of Texas as a Democrat, continuing to work with the same radical left scum that just weeks before wanted him and his wife to spend the rest of his lives in prison and probably still do. Such a lack of loyalty, something that Texas voters and Henry's daughters will not like. Oh, well, next time, no more Mr. Nice Guy, President Donald J. Trump. So a few questions on that. One, what is the scuttlebutt in Congress about any potential backdoor conversations that happened between Mr. Cuellar's office and President Trump about that sort of was the impetus for this pardon being issued? And is this the norm now for these quid pro quos to happen in order for Trump to issue a pardon?
The thing with Donald Trump is he can't keep his corrupt motives hidden. I mean, he says out in the open exactly what he expects. He expected that if he pardoned Representative Cuellar would run as a Republican. And he's so desperate to hold on to the House of Representatives. He sees the same polling everyone does. He knows we're going to have 20, 30 seats flip and Hakeem Jeffries become Speaker, that he's trying everything. My own view, and I'm discussing this with other members of Congress, is that we need to abolish the pardon power for the president. It's archaic. Wow. It's a vestige of the monarchy. And it's something that Trump is abusing to the maximum degree. It was an abuse with Representative Cuellar. And I say this as someone who's worked with Representative Cuellar. The president shouldn't be pardoning in these cases. Is
that something you've talked about with your Republican colleagues? Could it get bipartisan support, or is this another Epstein Files discharge petition situation?
Well, I'm talking to some of the folks, not just Congressman Massey, but others in the Republican Congress. There have been efforts to curtail, at the very least, the president's pardon power, already legislation. I think we need to figure out how to, at the very least, curtail it, but in my view, abolish it. It's been abused most obviously by Donald Trump, but this is something that presidents have abused, and it is not something consistent with democratic principles.
One of the things that, as we were talking about this segment, with the military strikes, the Epstein investigation, DOJ overreach, and now even what President Trump just truthed on his social media platform, is that this is an administration that does whatever they can to not have any kind of accountability, right? And if there is a judge or a Congress, that are constitutionally put there in order to provide accountability on behalf of the American people to the executive branch, to do whatever they can to make sure that either slow walk it or make sure it doesn't happen, or just completely ignore it. So I guess when you're talking to your Republican colleagues, are they getting frustrated that they have basically, as Jonathan put it, have become the employment arm of the executive branch in the White House?
Yes. You saw that, of course, in the major break on the Epstein vote, where you had 70 Republicans willing to defy the president, so much so that the president flipped overnight and supported Massey and my bill. You're seeing this on Venezuela. There are Republicans, senior Republicans, including Michael Turner, Don Bacon on the Armed Services Committee, who are appalled that in our name, the military is killing people in the Caribbean who may be innocent, is killing people without standards, is killing people without briefing Congress. And you're seeing this on tariffs. People are upset, that, especially with the food tariffs. So I believe the cracks in the MAGA coalition are finally taking place, including in the Congress.
Congressman, let me have you put on your armed services hat and play sound for you from yesterday when Secretary Hegseth talked about the second strike on those two shipwreck survivors?
Later on, a couple hours later, I was told, hey, there had to be a reattack because there were a couple folks that could still be in the fight, access to radios. There was a link-up point of another potential boat. I said, Roger, sounds good. From what I understood then and what I understand now, I fully support that strike. I would have made the same call myself. Those that were involved in 20 years of conflict in Iraq and Afghanistan or elsewhere know that reattacks and restrikes of combatants on the battlefield happen often.
Congressman, I wanted to show that to you and to the viewers. Again, they've seen it a couple times now. Is it acceptable to you that you have the Secretary of Defense who says that he wasn't in the room for the second strike and says that from what I understood then and what I understand now, I fully support that strike, as if he had no role in the actions that were taken by the U.S. military?
It's completely unacceptable. Look, this is someone who's trying to blame Admiral Bradley for a decision that the Washington Post and others have reported he made. I have talked to a Republican congressperson or senator who said that when he was with Hegseth and other administration officials, they acted like shooting down those boats was playing a video game. They basically have been caught by the American people, and Republicans were appalled at the action. And Pete Hegseth needs to come before the Armed Services Committee. He needs to give a clear explanation to the committee and to the American people.
Congressman, if Hegseth does not come before the committee, if the Defense Department declines to release this video to the American public, is there bipartisan agreement that the committee should issue a subpoena for these things?
I believe that agreement will take place. Look, both Mike Rogers and Adam Smith, the chair and the ranking member, have expressed deep concerns about what took place. You have someone basically ordering shooting down boats without any standard. It's not just the second strike that is a problem. It's the first strike. We have not been given any explanation what the standard is. If you're in the Caribbean, if you're a boat, when can the United States military shoot you down? This is not the American way of doing business. And if we do this, we give license to Xi Jinping. We give license to Putin to say that there are no rules in the international order. It's an embarrassment for the United States, and it's destabilizing for the world order.
I just want to be crystal clear for a sec. So, yes, you anticipate subpoenas to be issued?
I do. I mean, they have not made that commitment, but I expect that to be the case.
Congressman, you co-led this bipartisan letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi asking for an update on the release of the Epstein files ahead of the December 19th deadline. Have you heard anything from the AG or anyone in her office or anyone in her orbit?
We have not. Of course, December 19th is when all these files will be released. What we do know is that judges now are starting to pay attention to what Congress did. As you know, there was a judge in Florida who had said that the grand jury testimony could not be released about a month ago. And then just 2 days ago, the judge ruled that because of the Epstein Transparency Act that Congress passed, he is now ordering that those files be released. This is why it matters when Congress acts and passes laws. The judiciary starts to comply. I have full expectation that the Justice Department will comply, but we're not quitting. I mean, on December 19th, Thomas Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I will be raising our voices as well as the survivors. This is a fight we continue to fight. We'll continue to wait until justice is done.
California Congressman Ro Khanna, thank you very much for coming back to the weekend.